Hello traders, Gary Wagner for Trending Markets, about 11:30 in Honolulu, 4:30 in New York, the eve of Thanksgiving, November 25th, 2015, and we do have markets closed quietly unchanged, although we're looking at upticks or green. The green is nominal at best, up 1.2 points in the Dow Jones Industrial. 0.01% of a net gain, 17,813. In terms of the marketplace itself, if we look at the high to the low, range only about 54 points, but that is to be expected as we go into an extended weekend, and a lot to be thankful for. Now, let's take a look at the S&P. That's the current trade that we have been working with. We have been in this trade for a little bit over a week. We got into it roughly on Monday morning of last week, not this week, and that is when the marketplace itself was trading roughly at 2023. Now, we are looking at a daily chart, and the real key, if you recall, for this trade was the fact that as this market had been coming down, in other words, we had this tremendous rally that we profited from immensely. I think we had about two trades in there, both profitable, both to the upside. We did get out, if I recall, roughly at 2088. So roughly right where we're at right now, we got out at this point. That was the highest point we got out. Market did rise a little bit, but as it fell, it first fell through that 200-day moving average. And that told me we might see some extended downside, but I was looking for a very, very shallow retracement. And I was also looking, most importantly, if you go back and review the videos from that time, I was looking for the 50-day, which is what this dotted line is, this 50-day moving average to absolutely hold. So when we saw the market, which did open lower on that Monday, you can see the open right here, and did trade to a lower low than we saw on the previous day, meaning Friday, we had some reason to get concerned, but quickly and almost within a couple hours of trading activity during that market, I saw this market really begin to clip up. And the fact that it had clipped up, most importantly, above the 50-day moving average, to me signaled a really strong signal that we would, in fact, get this market moving higher. Of course, in terms of a candlestick pattern, we were looking at a very, very strong engulfing bullish. However, we didn't really get the strongest of confirmations. Confirmation would be a green candle with a higher high and a higher low. You can almost call this green in that the tick itself was to the upside. Otherwise, we would see some black in here when we highlighted it in green. And then the following day, of course, Monday, this being Tuesday, Wednesday, we actually broke above the 200-day. And that channel, that move above the 200-day, to me was significant, because what that tells me is that the market's probably going to make a stab for this 2109 basis the E-mini. And so we've been slowly raising our stops up, and our stops are currently sitting below the 50-day moving average, so it's right at around 2058. We'll look to see how this market reacts on Monday for the weekend and for this extended holiday. Markets will be open a half a day, I believe, on Friday. We will have a shortened report if needed, but I do want to hold our stops where they are. I will monitor the markets, of course, throughout the entire Thanksgiving holiday weekend. But I do believe that we will see this market kind of trade up a little bit. My question is if, and I believe that the if is a pretty strong probability, but if we trade back up to these highs, will we break through that? Will we take a stab at these more recent highs at 2120? And those highs, of course, came in prior to the August meltdown. Or will we see this market kind of hit as it did last time and then bounce and then have another shallow retracement? That's really the $64,000 question we will face over this holiday weekend. But we've got a great trade under our belt. We're in at 23, market's at 88, so we've got tremendous profits in there. even if the worst case scenario comes off and the market really falls apart, falls out of bed and knocks us out with our stop where it currently is at, we're still in at 23 and out at 58, so a very, very strong profit. Of course, right now, we've got about 28 points above that, and I'd like to be able to capture as much as possible. At the same time, I want to protect equity that we have, and that's really the double-edged sword of a trailing stop, is we don't want to get knocked out if the market's going to continue to move in our anticipated direction, but we want to protect our equity should the market reverse. So maintain our current long position, maintain our current stop, and most importantly, subscribers, we have a lot to be thankful for, and I want to wish all of our subscribers a happy Thanksgiving, regardless of whether you celebrate the holiday or not, whether you're in the United States or somewhere globally. I do want to wish you the ability to have a lot to be thankful for. This has been Gary Wagner, wishing you, as always, good trading. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.